Singapore's preparing workers for a future of more frequent career transitions as artificial intelligence, automation and global uncertainty reshape jobs. The government is looking at how it can provide earlier support and mitigate a lost income during career switches. CNA's Chok and Sabrina Ng speak to ESR Committee co-chair Desmond Choo.
As jobs and industries evolve at a faster pace, workers are increasingly being asked to adapt. The Economic Strategy Review Committee is studying how Singapore can better support Singaporeans through these transitions. Who identifies the worker early enough? Is it the employer or the government or the union or the worker themselves as well?
I think that's a very good question. It goes back to our tripartite system today. We have our employers who obviously is in the market, they know what's happening. We also have our government agencies with the macro data. We also have our unions who are very in touch with the workers on what they need, what they aspire to. We're identifying you early, and then we're opening up the opportunities to help them to make that transition. Because rather than them dropping off the workforce and bouncing back, we want to catch you before you even fall, so that you enter another growth space again.
The committee says one way to do that is through career bridges, which aims to connect workers in vulnerable sectors to industries with stronger long-term demand. Could you maybe bring us through what makes these career bridges different and how do we know that this bridge leads to a real job, not just another course or training?
We have growing and quite frankly resilient industries. For example, healthcare is doing very well and it will continue to do well because we're just getting older. So how do we then move somebody from a threatened, disrupted industry or occupations into one that are more resilient? And we want to target those that are most disrupted. So say for example, you can come from traditional printing, machine operators, maybe even a hand picker in a grocery setup or in a logistics company. And we need to make the transition for you. Can you then apply your skill sets, say for example in healthcare setting? And we think that there are a lot of skill sets that they already have today, maybe not the 100%, but 50-60%. How can we handhold you through that process to get into those jobs? We need to move into that so that our people have more choices. So it's an involved process, it's going to take time, but we're going to go sector by sector, industry by industry, occupation by occupation. And I think this is where we need to be, because if we don't involve ourselves that deeply, then our workers cannot get that confidence to make the transition.
A big part of the ASR is also talking about reviewing schemes and studying new approaches to support and help our PMEs. So what changes are needed to reduce income loss when workers are forced to move between jobs or between sectors?
Building on that, the bounce back for workers, which is that the job seeker support schemes. I think we need to broaden the level of support and deepen it so that our workers have the confidence that as I transit to different things, I will not be left alone. I think the next major move in terms of worker support, how do we ease that very sharp cliff effect? So I think that from a grant policy support perspective, we can smoothen that so that we help them to cope with that change.
How do you think we can also protect workers without making firms afraid to restructure openly?
It's always quite tough. We know that companies don't restructure sometimes because they want to care for their workers, because they've been with their workers for so long. But some restructure because they have no choice to do that. And then we have the workers who really at the short end of the stick. I think we're not coming from zero, we're working from a strong tripartite system. And a tripartite system has a strong trust level in it, meaning that no company will actually go into such things without exploring other opportunities. And the unions will not stop all this restructuring that are good, thoughtful, unnecessarily. They will support that process, caring for the dignity of the workers. So build upon that foundation, exchange information earlier, including things like we are recommending earlier notification that can help agencies to come in with the support much earlier. For example, today we are having this conversation in E2I. But if I can have my E2I people in there earlier, on the company shop floor, and work with the workers, it's going to take a lot of anxiety off the system.
How would you make the case to an older worker, when their company is going through such restructuring, that their momentary pain will actually lead to a better opportunity for them in the future?
One of them was Huan Sen. They were in traditional, label printer. Now you got QR code, you go online. What is the value of printing, So, but they made the transition. They made the transition into doing higher level, higher quality printing for security sector, medtech sector, where you have much higher value goods being produced. When you have that, the workers get a chance to earn better pay, more secure in their job.
What should a young Singaporean entering the workforce today be able to share about their career 10 or even 20 years from now?
Are there things I need to change? Yes, I need to be nimble and adaptable, knowing that whatever that I learned in school, I need to enhance it very quickly when I come out. But at the end, I think we are going to put Singapore in a better state because an AI-empowered economy is going to take us much further than an economy that doesn't have AI empowering. So embrace it, chase that the bright future, and we will walk along that journey with you. And if you do need to change, if you do drop off that path, that helping hand will be there for you.